Dude, one sec. So we're gonna go through 10 myths about a boarding school. Yeah? And some might be true, some might be not. Yeah? The first one is that parents only send their kids to school because they have an unhappy home or they are punishing their kids. Dude, this won't be funny if you're going through. No, kidding. No. I'll tell you why there is some truth to this. A little bit of truth. I think kids don't want problems with their parents, which is why they leave and go to boarding school. Because I feel like parents, and dude, this is just truth, like the ultimate truth. The world has evolved so much in the last decade. Like the growth was this, and now it's suddenly this. So I understand the fact that it's hard for our parents to deal with our generation from when we were 13 to like 18, 19, because they're like, how do I deal with my kid not telling me anything, etc. Like very common teenage problems, right? So when you go to boarding and you're like everyone around you is that insane, you become like sane. And I feel like parents also understand that. And when you have space, like I got closer to my parents once I left home. And I don't know if it was the same for you.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there is definitely a problem. Yeah. Shit, man. Yeah. But they're punishing their kids. No.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense to a certain extent because of like, wait, what movie is that where the kid is sent to boarding school?
That is a meme.
Tarzan, right? Yeah, so like with that context, yeah, it makes sense. But I don't know, but I feel like in the real world, it's not so much.
Yeah, it's a very romanticized notion.
Yeah.
We should talk about romance. No, sorry. Dude. Okay, another one is my child will get into an Ivy League university if they attend boarding school. Yeah.
Clearly, you're not going to one.
Yeah, trust me, it's a lie. It's a big fat lie. No. Okay, my roommate is going to an Ivy League, which is quite cool, but he's also the hardest. Like not he's gonna be on an episode hopefully soon. But it's just, and I'm like, what's really cool is I saw him work all through like grade 12, and I know I pride myself on the fact that I work a lot harder than most people I know. The only guy I was trying to catch up to in many ways was him. So there'd be like days where I'd work so much more than he did, and then there'd be most of other days where he'd work twice as hard. And it's so cool, and it makes me so happy to see like someone who worked that ass off without any politics, without any drama.
What he got.
Yeah, man, he's winning.
He deserves what he got.
People get into Ivy Leagues, I give them. I mean, it's a thing, but I think boarding just teaches you to be.
Boarding school's not the route for that.
Yeah. And boarding can't teach you how to get into Ivy League. It can teach you how not to get into Ivy League.
It has to be within you guys.
Yeah.
Work hard, study hard.
Dude. There is little to no free time each day for students to relax and just hang out with their friends at boarding school.
That's just not true.
Okay, if you choose to not work, that's not my fault. No.
Yeah, but that's not true.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of both. There are like
I've spent like hours and hours just talking to people.
But it's also so nice. It's like I
spent nights.
Yeah, like a lot of nights. But it's like it's so amazing though. It's like I get to have people of my context in a way around me all the time. So I'm never really alone, even though I might feel like I'm alone sometimes. It's so cool to have like somebody to talk to all the time. And most people, we were quite lucky that most people we know in boarding were just so nice, like genuinely so nice. There are people I'm not close to.
Most people.
No, not all people. No. But yeah, it's just, they were just so warm and so nice that you can't not talk to them. So there have been so many nights I would ditch work and I feel a bit, yeah, I would dish work and I'd talk to them, and then in the weekend I'd like catch up and stuff. But it's just, yeah, I think it's quite cool. I think it's the best part of boarding, one of the best parts of boarding, apart from the independence and
Yeah,
stuff.
I think yeah, I think I felt that a lot on the first day that I came because I was always a person who was like who would get super homesick and stuff, just on like school trips, even if it was
Yeah,
just like for 4 days. So that was my biggest fear, like how would the first night being in boarding go? Although like I knew that my parents are still in Singapore and stuff, that fear of just living by yourself still existed.
yeah.
And I don't know, I just met people during the day and just talking to them just made me feel like that's the right place for me. And I think that was like one of the best nights of boarding back
Your
then.
first
The
time?
first night was the best.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I
Oh,
think it
my
was
first
the
time was
best.
terrible.
Yeah.
Why was it the best? I want to know.
Because I don't know, it just felt great. I felt happy and I felt like that was the place for me. So,
I was freaked out, dude. Like freaked out. I don't think like I'm happy you didn't see me a year before you came because I was so bad. I remember
you were like
because
the first people I met when I came.
no. But when I came before any and like a year
Right.
before all of you guys came, it was like I remember one point one of the house parents, you know who, she just looked at me because I was sitting on the sofa in front of the place, and I was just sitting there, and then she just looked at me because I looked so freaked out. I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" It was just everything so fast, dude. It's so rapid, and that's something I didn't particularly enjoy about boarding. I mean, you get used to it, and
Yeah.
it's also you find your own pace. But when you start, and when it's like you enter a thing that you enter a functioning machine, so you have to like catch up to the
Yeah.
pace of the machine. So it's
You
like
should
it's
catch up to their speed and their.
yeah, it took a while. How long did it? Do you think it took you before you were like I'm settled here?
Okay, settle in my own personal way, I would say it took me like a month, but settle with like the kind of friends I had, my entire work schedule. It sounds really funny, but I think it took me like almost the whole of grade 11 to
Oh no,
completely
that's fair.
find my
That's fair.
place
That's fair. Yeah.
and completely find my people.
Dude, I don't think I ever felt settled for multiple reasons.
The
But
last few weeks were very unsettling, but
no,
anyways.
I loved the last few weeks. They were the best weeks. No, but I'll tell you what the difference was. It was like every time I felt settled, the things that make me settled fucked off. So then I had to like find my settlement again. It's true. It's like I'll tell you, February, March 2018, when I was like 7, 8 months into boarding, I was like, I like this place. I enjoy being here, and I'm good. And then at end of that school year, most of my friends left like boarding, and most of them left school. So then when grade 11 happened, I had to make new friends again, which is an effort I don't like to take. I had to like find peace again, and it was just hard, dude. So it was always like wavy. Every time I felt settled, something would unsettle me, and then I'd have to find peace again. But it's fine. I think now that we're done with it, I look back and I'm like, it's not a bad thing to not be settled all the time. It sort of keeps you on your toes, which is you just learn so much too. I think I learned so much being in boarding. Thank you so much for watching this episode with Tanishka. Just like for you to know, she's not someone who's very comfortable doing stuff in camera, and this was sort of one of the first times. And if just for that you could maybe give this video a like and subscribe to show your support. The last episode was the first one I did with Tanishka, and that did better than any other episode of the podcast before. And I'm using my hands a lot. But if you were someone who watched that episode, thank you so much. You'll be able to see it somewhere on the screen where you can watch that episode if you still haven't seen it yet. I know I'm talking really fast, but I don't want to take too much of your time. Please do subscribe if you can, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much.